to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. And, I've already given my opinions on this topic, the whole George Floyd situation. So if you haven't unsubscribed yet, maybe you'll do it now. I don't know, because I know people are incredibly divided when it comes to this. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to speak my mind, and that's what this channel's about. And I've already given my opinions on this. I've already said in other videos, I think Saquon Barkley's done a great job in terms of being a leader for this football team. And a lot of people have asked me, how come Daniel Jones hasn't said anything? He's the quarterback. He's supposed to be the leader of this team. How come he hasn't come out and said anything? And I think that's a big storyline going into this year as well that we don't talk enough about. In year 2, can Daniel Jones take over that leadership role? Last year he learned under Eli Manning. Eli Manning was still kind of the leader of this football team, even when he was on the bench. He was still the captain. This is the year we expect Daniel Jones to take that captain's badge and run with it, and hopefully be the next captain for the next 10 to 15 years like Eli Manning was. Well, today, in my opinion, number 8 went a long way towards becoming the leader of this football team, and I'm proud to be wearing this jersey. And whether or not you agree with what he had to say, because I know this is a very divided topic. Some people are very pro-Black Lives Matter. Some people are very anti-Black Lives Matter. At the end of the day, I try to be completely objective and honest. And in my opinion, I'm completely for what Daniel Jones had to say. Whether or not you agree with the movement, being a leader on a football team is about listening to your teammates, listening to the people that you're supposed to care about, your family. And that's what the New York Giants are for him. They go to war 16 times a year, soon to be 17, and hopefully a lot more if we start making the playoffs. And Daniel Jones is supposed to be the face of that team. Well, to be the face of that team, you have to listen to your teammates' concerns. And there are a lot of players in that locker room that are hurting. And today, Daniel Jones came out and he showed leadership. And that's what I want in my quarterback. And I'm very proud that Daniel Jones is my quarterback. And I think you're starting to see more and more why the New York Giants selected Daniel Jones with the 6th overall selection. But let's jump into the quote, and then I'll give my final opinion on exactly what Daniel Jones had to say. Here's the tweet. I proudly stand beside my brothers and the entire black community in support of Black Lives Matter. He's not sugarcoating anything. Movement to end systemic racism. Those of you who know me well know that posting on social media is usually not my first instinct about how to express myself. And I felt that listening and talking with teammates and friends was important as a first step. And that, to me, is the most important thing in this country. And it's not just with this topic, it's with anything. People don't listen to people anymore. People don't listen to people that are hurting. And sometimes people have to do things that they feel they need to do in order to be heard. And that's why sometimes things get as extreme as they are. Not saying I always agree with it. Next thing. I proudly stand beside my brothers and the entire black community in support of the Black Lives Matter movement to end systemic racism. I know this is complex, and I certainly don't have all the answers, but I am determined and motivated to do what I can do to ask the right questions and work with others to drive change on this issue. I acknowledge the fact, and I will never truly understand how it feels to be on the receiving end of racial injustice. But I am committed to listening, learning, and taking action to stand up for others and make a difference in my community and in this country. I couldn't have said that any better myself. I mean, that was an unbelievable tweet, in my opinion, by what Daniel Jones had to say. And he's showing that he's a leader, and he's showing that he cares. I think he's a great role model, and I think that's the way most people should think in this country. Now, I'm not saying that, other people don't have a right to be upset either. There are definitely instances where a white guy gets hurt by a police officer, and we have just as right to be upset as anybody else. But at the end of the day, you look at the statistics, and I know more white people are killed by cops, but if you look by the percentages, it is definitely an issue in the black community. And I completely understand why people are upset about it. And you know what? I'm completely behind the protests. Like I said, I'm not necessarily, I'm not in favor of the riots, but I'm completely behind what people are fighting for. And at the end of the day, what people are fighting for is equality. That's it, guys. That's it. And I'm very happy that Daniel Jones came out and, said what he said. I'm proud of him. He's the leader of this team, and I'm very happy to be a New York Giant fan. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.